Consumer drones are a multi-million-dollar industry, but enthusiasts say there's something holding back the rules that drones could have in everyday life. KRDO News Channel 13's Greg Miller has the impact they had on business, public safety, and the future of drones in various other facets of life. It's a story you'll only see here.
Drones are taking off now more than ever, creating plenty of opportunities for hobbyists.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
And for business.
Phantom 3 drones, and ever since then I was just hooked on it.
Chris Childress just started his own drone flying company, hoping to make a living off of using drones to take overhead pictures and videos.
I've taken many pictures with my from my airplane, and it costs a lot more. It takes a lot more. Where these things, you can pretty much pop them up wherever you want, and and fly them.
As a commercial pilot, he knows the ins and outs.
You have to be an FAA pilot to be able to operate these drones commercially.
But even to operate it for business, he had to get a waiver from the FAA, which was a year-long process.
I kind of understand the more seriousness of it, that it's not a toy and that you want to be. So if they say I can only fly 200 feet high, I want to stay within that guideline, because if I go above it and get in trouble, I'll lose my pilot license.
With rising sales every year, there's no question there's an enthusiasm for drones, but with that enthusiasm also comes concern over safety and security.
Tower, medevac H1, we almost got hit by a drone, just to let you know, up here.
The FAA reported 764 drone sightings near planes last year alone. Compare that to 238 in 2014, despite FAA rules that forbid flying above 400 feet near commercial planes or airports. Marcel Hirscher barely escaped injury after a drone came crashing just inches away from him. A fall so rapid it broke into pieces. Some ski resorts are even banning them, including Crested Butte, prohibiting drones from any flying over the slopes or recording any video. From flying over snow to natural disaster, drones have been used to capture video like this, a 1,000-acre fire in Teller County last April. Or this sinkhole last summer in Colorado Springs, showing the depth of the hole that formed and has one street still closed months later.
Since we lost our air support program back in 2010, we've obviously been looking at UAVs.
Colorado Springs police admit using drones in their work is appealing. Lieutenant Dan Lofgren ran the police helicopter program until it ended in 2010. They're obviously desirable for a lot of agencies because you can get into them for $5,000 to $15,000 depending on which one you go with. It's easily deployed. Deployed to give police officers overhead views during crime scenes or to monitor traffic flow. But the department is hesitant to commit until the FAA completes its list of regulations. And then there's the issue of the state's involvement.
We came real close in 2015 to seeing the state of Colorado decide that we were going to need a search warrant in order to use a UAV, period. That bill failed. However, there's nothing to say that that won't come back.
Like Childress, the department too would need a waiver to purchase and to use a drone. While the possibilities are endless,
Telling my nephews and cousins, I said, this is going to be the future.
Ultimately, the rules will decide how high the drones can fly.
Now, while those regulations are still in the process of being completed, there are some tentative rules, like he just mentioned before, with airplanes, especially in airports. That's the biggest concern right now because a lot of pilots are complaining that as well. The FAA does have an app on your screen that you can see that we have pulled up right here. It gives you in the yellow kind of the areas where you have restricted flying abilities. You can see near the airports around Colorado Springs. It hones in on your GPS from your phone so it can give you the location where you are at that moment. You also use your iPhones, as you saw in that video, to pilot the drones in certain cases. A lot of kinks still need to be worked out, and like we said, from the federal to the state level, but the potential really is endless as long as those lawmakers keep moving forward and hearing the concerns, like we said, of pilots especially.
Yeah, you could see the benefits of this, especially since the police chopper was grounded a number of years ago.
They would definitely like some kind of an eye in the sky, if you will, to help them out, but again, they just don't want to make a big investment into it until they know for sure what all of the rules are going to be.
Yeah. New technology means new regulations, new laws.
Yeah.
Keep on top of it. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Greg.
Rachel?
Well, turning your attention now to the weather.